Hello church, my name's Warren. I'm married to Dee. I have 2 teenage children and I live in York. 7 years ago, a bloke called Alan invited me on an Alpha course. Now Alan was a friend of a friend and I knew that he was religious, so I kept him at arm's length because I always thought these religious people start trying to recruit you in the end. They have a sneaky agenda to get you to go to their church. And then one day, sure enough, Alan let me down really by inviting me to an Alpha course. And I thought, here we go. But it coincided with a rich guy that I know telling me to go on an Alpha course as well. And that puzzled me because he was rich. And I thought, well, if you follow God or Jesus, surely you've got to give all your stuff away and live poor. And here I am speaking to a guy who's got a private jet. And then Alan as well, you know, he is a professor. And I thought, hang on, you're a professor, so you're very intelligent, and yet you believe you'll get a place in space when you die. And you must have lost your mind somewhere along the track. Maybe it was a crisis. I don't know. So I was intrigued. So I went home and told my wife about this. And so unanimously, she said, we should go. We should go on this Alpha course. She said, you've always had big questions, Warren, so let's go. So it was an 11-week course and we went, and I really went to prove Alan wrong and to prove that there is no real place in space. And if there is, as long as we're doing good stuff, you know, if God created us and he loves us and we do more good than bad, surely that's going to be a get out of jail card if we die and there is a God. So I was willing to take my chances on that. And I thought it's not going to take me 11 weeks to prove that this soppy story about Jesus is not real. It's not real. So you can imagine my shock and disbelief when Jesus turned up to the Alpha course. I met him, my wife met him through the power of the Holy Spirit, and our whole family was transformed, including our children. So instead of going back and saying to Alan, I've proved you wrong, I gave him a big hug. He watched me and my family get baptized, and my life has never been the same since. And that's just because Alan stepped out and bravely, intentionally invited me to an Alpha course. Since then, I've been on missions with the Archbishop of York, John Sentamu, and I find being with an Archbishop quite a good way of introducing people to God in this post-truth, politically correct culture. People have questions. And so, you know, when the whole church gets behind you like that, or you've got an Archbishop, it's good to be able to say to people, well, come and ask an Archbishop. So I encourage you to invite people to this event. You've been entrusted with the most powerful message in the world, the gospel. And remember, you can't outgive God. This is a real opportunity. If you've got friends or relatives and you just pray that they would meet Jesus and their eyes would be open, this is a blinding opportunity. Excuse the pun. But, you know, the whole church is behind you now. Justin Welby is obviously going to do this event. And I don't think it will be an awkward thing, a weird thing, you know, where your neighbours and friends feel a bit strange. This will be a real open event where they can ask the big questions and then potentially strike up an interest and then be invited perhaps at a later date on an Alpha course where they can get their big questions answered. And who knows, you might see miracles. So I'm looking forward to coming down to Guildford, to the event and getting involved with the evangelism that you're doing. So thanks for listening. God bless and hope to see you soon. Bye.